A casual preschool inquiry from well-meaning mom Jennifer Garner has sparked a full-blown crisis for Meghan Markle after the actress discovered there are no records of Archie being enrolled at any of Los Angeles' elite early childhood programs. The revelation has sent the Duchess of Sussex into a tailspin, multiple sources confirm, as she scrambles to do damage control and come up with an explanation for the seemingly glaring omission in her son's education plans just months before he turns 4 years old. The ordeal began when Garner, whose kids attended the same exclusive Hollywood preschool Archie was rumored to be starting at soon, sent a friendly text to Meghan wishing her good luck with the upcoming school transition. However, puzzled by the radio silence from the Montecito royal rebel in response, Garner decided to do some digging to ensure she hadn't missed any campus change details. Jennifer simply wanted to commiserate about the stress of prepping for that first preschool drop-off, maybe get some reassurance from a fellow celebrity mom in the trenches, disclosed an insider close to the situation. But when she reached out to the school's administration directly to see if Archie was confirmed for the fall, they had no record of any application, let alone an admission. The source says Garner at first thought it was some sort of miscommunication, given the rumor mill's insistence that Meghan and Harry had toured and approved an elite $25,000 per year preschool for Archie earlier this spring amid a flurry of breathless media coverage. However, after discreetly checking with several other highly coveted Los Angeles pre-K programs in the Royal Rebels radius, the alias alum grew concerned none of the area's top schools had any record of Archie on their rosters for 2023-24 enrollment. By this point Jen started getting a sinking feeling something didn't quite add up with the stories about Meghan and Harry getting ahead of the ultra-competitive pre-K process and playing by all the admissions rules, the insider said. After striking out literally 24 times without finding a single receipt confirming his registration anywhere, she decided to bite the bullet and inquire directly. In what has been described as an extremely one-sided and awkward text exchange, the mother of three posed a simple query to Markle asking which preschool Archie would actually be attending come fall. But instead of getting a clear-cut answer or any reassurance on her end, Garner was immediately met with a barrage of convoluted explanations and verbal gymnastics. Meghan went into this long diatribe about how she and Harry were still evaluating their options and implementations, at the same time deflecting any direct questions about enrollment specifics by ranting about preserving Archie's privacy and safety while determining the best nurturing environment, the source relayed. But she kept contradicting herself constantly, making it obvious she was caught flat-footed about the total lack of paperwork for the poor kid attending literally any reputable program. The former Suits actress reportedly then pivoted to citing rampant racism in the admissions process while touting her own childhood struggles as an alleged reminder how rigorous screening often overlooks even the most outstanding applicants from marginalized communities. At one point, Markle is even said to have suggested that she send over Archie's multiple glowing recommendation letters for vetting. All the while, Garner grew frustrated and fed up at what seemed to be an ever-unraveling yarn filled with victim-complex deflection, suggesting Meghan simply come clean and regroup rather than damage her credibility further. At a certain point Jen kind of cut Meghan off with something like, "I get it, you aren't being straight with me and there's no sense keeping up this charade because it clearly looks like you never really enrolled him anywhere yet and just BS'd the media about getting into a specific school for self-promotion," the insider disclosed. She was incredibly patient and gracious in telling Meghan she absolutely understands how stressful that application process can be and not to beat herself up if she's fallen behind on it, just be honest about it next time. But the gentle appeal to humility and candor appeared to backfire spectacularly as Meghan grew unhinged. At that point, the texts allegedly took on disturbing and grandiose overtones of the Duchess accusing Garner of being an unwitting accomplice in some blatant conspiracy against her son's viability as the scion of a new worldwide progressive philosophical movement. Meghan essentially went off the deep end that this whole situation was designed from the start to invalidate Archie's legitimacy and dynastic future, while screaming Jennifer was only getting played as a useful idiot for the anti-monarch establishment-driven smears eroding confidence in the future leaders she's raised, said the exasperated source. According to the insider, Garner tried defusing the heated exchange by assuring the distressed Duchess that there was surely a reasonable explanation, only for Markle to then claim her lack of preschool admission was a direct result of palace-assigned operatives infiltrating schools to sabotage Archie's rightful coronation. All communications have since ceased between the two beyond Markle issuing one final menacing promise of Katrina-level reckoning for obstructionists. Needless to say, news of the complete preschool debacle has quickly filtered through ultra-elite Hollywood and Montecito circles as yet another shocking bout of unhinged behavior and delusion surrounding Meghan's parenting practices and privilege fantasies. While some weren't entirely surprised by the apparent pattern of reality detachment, others expressed deep sympathy for Archie's developmental well-being being potentially caught in the crossfire of his mother's increasingly erratic conduct. It would be one thing if Meghan simply got her priorities misaligned amid her ambitions and failed to meet some admissions deadlines, but manufacturing imaginary school placements on an institutional scale out of whole cloth is next-level gaslighting and deception, remarked royal commentator Chris Rollins. At a certain point, one has to ask whether the apparent fever dream paranoia infecting her motherhood is the byproduct of legitimate mental illness, or just plain grotesque narcissism impervious to self-awareness and course correction. Meanwhile, Jennifer Garner's camp has pointedly declined to address the specifics of her misadventure with Markle, but made clear that the concerned mother does hope the entire ordeal provides a healthy wake-up call for the royally beleaguered Montecito transplant. At the end of the day, Jennifer just wants what's best for all children and their families, and hopes that through open and honest evaluation of priorities, some productive changes towards truth and accountability can hopefully happen for everyone's benefit, a spokesperson for the actress stated vaguely. She's dealt with her own share of parenting challenges overcoming obstacles in this town. Her door is always open should someone authentically pursue paths of mutual understanding and reconciliation. As for what happens next to Archie's apparently non-existent preschool plans, insiders divulged the entire sordid affair has become the latest fuel for speculation and back-channel whispers accusing Meghan and Prince Harry of exploiting their children's humanity to sustain deceptive publicity narratives. But considering the couple's looming press blitz to resuscitate their faltering media empire, some see the drama as a harbinger for even more far-fetched claims to feed sycophantic fans desperately hungry for fresh scandal and outrage. Every time their astroturfed reality goes off the rails due to unnecessary fabrication and falsehoods, it takes the art of the grift to spectacular new heights to retain those few gullible loyalists perpetually hooked, assessed a veteran Hollywood publicist with experience handling high-profile personnel crises. At this point, would it really surprise anyone if Meghan goes scorched earth claiming the royal family itself sabotaged Archie's educational pursuits to deprive him the birthright of grooming for a sovereign philosopher king, simply because that ego knows no bounds to stoke perpetual persecution outrage? The only limit is how much more implausible hogwash their scam victims willingly consume.